Howdy, my YouTube friends. So today we're doing this Kohler shower. Okay, this is it, and I'm gonna talk you through it. Mr. Personality here, Mr. Handyman Zone, your legacy paid YouTube partner right here. You know, I get paid for this stuff. So look, I'm helping you out with this. You're gonna help me out. You're gonna sub to my channel, the Handyman Zone, because you know you're gonna need me in the future. Everything from changing broken light bulbs to fixing complicated stuff like this. I got almost 200 videos and we're just gonna keep going. Where was I? So this Kohler, and the problem with it was dripping, even when it was off. And if the shower thing, it would be dripping from here. And if it's dripping from here, when it's supposed to be off, if it's dripping from here, this is not the problem. The problem is the thing I had it on loosely to show you guys. The problem is the thing that's supposed to be off. The valve is not shutting off. So this is where the issue is. But anyway, it was dripping. That was the issue. It was dripping. So this is what they call a Kohler Rite-Temp, but it's like the second generation Kohler Rite-Temp. It's like a high flow Kohler Rite-Temp. And the Rite-Temp, the whole deal with the Rite-Temp, it's like what they call an anti-scald valve. So you could set it so even if you turn it all the way hot with the knob, the wood is not going to get hot enough to burn you. This is really nice for like little kids, like 4, 5, 6 years old. They're just learning how to, you know, take a shower, and maybe they accidentally like lean on the handle in the shower, and the hot water, and boom, they get scalded. You know, Child Protective Services is going to check you out and stuff. You know, it's a big problem. So this is an anti-scald valve. It's made so you can manually set it so the water only gets to a certain temperature no matter how far they turn the knob. If you wanted to change that to make it hotter, you got to take the front cover off, adjust it, and put the front cover back on, and then again. All right, so that's the whole purpose of an anti-scald valve. And those adjustments would be, and I'm just going to show you quickly, this is one of the replacement parts, but that temperature adjustment is like, has to do with this red thing here. But anyway, this is what they call the cover, okay? This is the cover, this is new. And this are pieces that came with the cover. Okay, you get like new screws and new gaskets. But there's also what they call the pressure balancing spool or something like that, and that is this piece here, and we had to order that also. That's a SP kit, a PSU, pressure balancing unit. SP is, I guess, the service kit. So both of these things together. Now I tried everywhere locally, and I tried like even, you know, the plumbing supply houses, the big chains around here on the Long Island. All my good connections doing this 15 years, always able to get like weird plumbing parts. They didn't even see this. They didn't even know what it was. So I had to go to the there we go. Okay, so I'm not going to say names because I'm not getting paid for this. But this is, if you look carefully, you'll see where I ordered it from. You'll also see like a phone number. If you look carefully, you'll see the name of the company that I ordered it from. And it looks like they ordered it from someone else and had it drop ship to me. So even they didn't stock it. That's how like hard this thing was to get. I'm just telling you. You know, don't expect to like walk into freaking Home Center and get this particular part, you know. So anyway, this valve here, it's probably like a $400 valve, and then the trim, all of this chrome stuff is extra. So we're probably looking at an initial investment of like $1,000 for this valve. And I just had this on loosely to show you. So now it comes to the point we're actually going to change the part. Okay, so you come over here, you grab this trim here, this part of the trim, and lefty-loosey, counterclockwise, it unscrews from this center shaft. Okay, so we take that off. And what you're going to want to do too is cover the drain, because there's screws, and if you drop any screws, we don't want them going down the drain. We don't want to lose them, and we don't want to clog up the drain. Once you have that front piece off, it might be like silicone down or something. You would stick like a putty knife back there and work it loose. You might just have to knock it, or it might just come off loose. But that's just held on. This is just held on by that first piece we took off. Now you're going to be confronted with this. Over here and over here, inside these brass circles here, are the shutoffs. They're built-in shutoffs. Let's see. Okay, you see that screwdriver slot right in there, okay? That's for the hot water and that's for the cold water. And actually engraved in the plastic is an arrow showing you the direction to turn to shut the water off for only this valve. I've had this off all week. The kid's been using a different shower. And it's a quarter turn. So a quarter turn, 90 degrees, off the hot, off the cold. Now the water is off. There's 6 screws around this cover. I've already taken them out. I just have one left in there just to show you guys. Okay, so we take out the screws and then this whole cover comes off. Okay, and set it aside. Because we're going to be taking this piece off to put it on the new one, and plus this handle trim too, so set this aside. Next you're going to be confronted in here is that what's left in there now is this piece. We just took off the old one of this. In the valve is this. Now these are sold separately. One of them has to do with the temperature control, and that's this front cover. So if you're getting bad temperature control, let's say the temperature's fluctuating, you can't get it hot, you can't get it cold, the sink in the same room gets really hot, that doesn't, you tried the adjustment, it's not, okay, so you could get away with just replacing this. Murphy's Law, when there's always multiple parts involved, I replace everything. The problem was a drip with this. If you remember, I told you the problem was a drip. So this only has to do with temperature. I really didn't have to replace that. This is what was dripping. So it's actually 2 different pieces here, okay? Really only needed this, but Murphy's Law, I do this for a living, I do this professionally, I don't want any callbacks, so I replace both pieces in this unit. So what's left in that shower valve now is that pressure balancing unit. So what I use to get it out, because it's just in there with a friction fit, what I use to get it out is I just like grab it with these channel locks. Okay, there we go. We got the old one out. Now, set it aside. Take your rig, and I'm going to put up an annotation link. I got a video on how to make like the best shop rigs in the world out of old t-shirts and stuff like that. I'm going to put the link up on the screen now. Check it out. Take your rig and clean out the inside of this thing here. Maybe a little corrosion and stuff from water deposits and stuff like that, okay? And it should be looking something like that, okay? Now we're going to install a new one. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy. Another thing I wanted to tell you guys is this one happens to have a lot of grout here, but sometimes there's a gap between the wall and the shower body. If you have such a gap, you may want to put like a rag in there or something like that so you don't drop any screws or gaskets down behind the wall and lose them forever. So it would be a good idea to do something like that while you're working on it, because let's say one of these black gaskets falls down in there. This is like both are specialty gaskets. We're going to have to order and wait another 5 days. So it comes with, we need light now, never mind the fan. It comes with a little capsule, both of these things come with a little capsule of silicone grease, which is like what they use for plumbing grease. But I, being a professional, have a container of silicone grease. This is special. It's like safe for humans. It's not toxic, although don't get it in your eyes or anything. It's clear looking grease like that. Just showing you. Alright, so now we're gonna put the new one in. We're gonna put the gaskets where they belong. We're gonna check the instructions. It comes with instructions, and we're gonna apply the silicone grease where they say to apply it, and then we're gonna slip it in.